Hello, EBV boy boy. You want to talk about growth? Now I'll talk to you about the property in America. Okay? Look at this. Ta-da! Home sales dipped despite GDP growth. Okay, it says here. Very blur. The US economy grew a tad more than initially thought in the fourth quarter, but a surprise drop in January home sales to a 7-month low and weaker consumer sentiment underscore the headwinds for the recovery. US GDP expanded at a 5.9% annual rate instead of the 5.7% pace estimated last month, the Commerce Department said on Friday. Separate reports show home resales dropped sharply last month, while growing impatience about efforts to stimulate employment led to a dip in consumer sentiment this month, boding ill for consumer spending. The GDP bounce has yet to translate to rising consumer and business confidence, and this would seem to be an important transition mechanism for allowing the inventory bounce to translate to sustained growth, said Mr. Mike England, chief economist at Action Economics in Boulder, Colorado. US stock ended slightly higher on low volume as a snowstorm blanketing the Northeast kept some traders hope. Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 4.23 points, or 0.04% to close at 10,325.26. Standard & Poor's 500 Index added 1.55 points, or 0.14 to finish at 1,104.49. Treasury debt prices rose as investors focused on the weak housing and confidence data, while the American dollar fell. The economy rebounded strongly in the second half of last year from the worst downturn since the 30s, but the figures so far, including that of home sales, suggest the rapid rate of acceleration has started to slow this year. Economists caution that severe winter weather across much of the country will distort data on employment, housing, and retail sales and hurt growth this quarter. Sales of existing homes dropped by 7.2% to an annual rate of 5.05 million units last month, the lowest since June, the National Association of Realtors said. Economists attributed much of the decline to payback from the tax credit-related surge in the second half of last year, although they said bad weather also played a role. Okay, then there's another piece of news over here which say that this is in the Chinese newspaper that China in fact is holding a lot of America's government bonds, and China they bought through London and Hong Kong. Okay, they are actually hiding the amount of US bonds held by China. America's Massachusetts Institute of America's Institute of Massachusetts of Economics Professor John has pointed out the amount of government bonds, American government bonds, is nearly 10,000 billion So it is half of American government bonds. Okay. London and America, they have shown large amounts of deficit debts. So London and Hong Kong, specific organizations has been buying a lot of American government bonds. So China is trying to increase its foreign reserves through such schemes. And the news here said China wouldn't be selling in large scales of these bonds because it will cost a very high cost to them. Because in selling them, it will create a very huge loss to China. But Poulat Sater also pointed out, if there are severe trade wars and regarding the territorial rights of China, China might sell all these bonds. And this is all very the current economic status doesn't make a very good pace for America. Okay,